There's normally no one here.
No.
Because you're here.
Really?
Yeah, I'll come to see Stevie G.
Yeah, nothing ahead of me. Where is Nev?
Business, probably in his sort of hotel house.
Where do you want me
Just
to
in
go?
this one, Stevie.
This one?
This one, yeah.
Cheers, mate, thank you.
Right. Do you want a tea or a coffee?
I'm going to take it away, yeah. I know how much money's in that.
Tea or a coffee?
I'll have a coffee, please, yeah.
Flat white or what do you want?
Anything, mate, yeah.
Had the last few days?
Percy Pigs. No, I can't play because I've got a match on Saturday.
Oh, you got the Legends game?
Yeah, charity game,
Why
yeah.
can't you play the paddle? Why just
Done me backing.
playing paddle?
Done me backing playing paddle. Hey up. How are you?
Yeah,
you're right.
Good? Yeah, good, you?
Well, mate, yeah.
What, so you still like playing the game?
Yeah, I'm fine playing the game. I just don't want to make it worse. You know what I mean?
You good, Stevie?
Great, mate, yeah, really good.
Do you play paddle? He's massive into paddle.
No.
I thought you did play us. You're a
I
pitch.
played it I played it in Qatar a couple of times when we went to the World Cup, and then I played it since a couple of times. But
I love it. Proper love it.
who'd you play with?
Anyone?
A lot of Liverpool players play, don't they?
I think they did because they had one at the training ground.
Clock was massive.
Clock was massive, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't play, do you?
No, I've had a little go now and again, but it's gone mad in Liverpool, isn't it? Is it mad in Manchester for it?
Yeah.
I go in the
mad.
gym.
Courts everywhere.
Go in the gym, so it's easy to keep a few calories off. Do you know what I mean?
You don't look like you've got a calorie problem.
Hiding it well. Hiding it well.
What are them kits like at the weekend?
Oh, that's when you see it. That's when you see
I
it.
see him on last season when he goes to take a corner. I was like, fucking hell, what's going on there?
Definitely a size up in the shorts this year.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah? All good.
Is that what you said?
It's a fake laugh, that.
Okay,
Right,
okay.
You can't be that happy.
You know what?
No, it's just something happened, because my guy's here.
Oh, yeah?
You say that to everybody.
You okay?
No, but
My guy, mate, everyone's my guy.
I love him, Jesus. I love Steve Gerrard, bro. Jesus,
Who's
I
here
love
then?
Stevie G.
Jill.
Jill's.
Jill.
I forgot a top.
I forgot a
This is like a large thing.
Yes, Jill. Oversized.
You wear it well.
England top
Gotta
on,
do a
I was
hug.
like,
Look how well you wear it. It goes with your
good?
trousers
Yeah,
as well.
good, thanks.
It's nice, that.
I'll just hide.
Nice top.
It's a large men's, I think.
And what's the swearing rules? No.
Oh, you can swear, yeah.
Yeah, but-
It'd be amazed if you don't. At some point in the next hour and a
No,
half.
but some people don't like it, Gary.
Exactly, yeah.
I don't swear much anyway.
Cara does.
Changed. No, he does.
He swears a lot.
Nice, isn't it? I like that.
I swore in the last one. to
In
be
Liverpool,
honest.
you get to have someone in Liverpool, they sell,
Do they do it in your
sell a lot of
size,
T-shirts.
He's gone to the Arne shop in Liverpool.
I've been. Yeah, I need to go in again.
No, company was sold yesterday, wasn't it? You read about that.
Yeah. Billion
Look
quid.
at the hues.
£1 billion.
Look,
No
what
shares,
look,
innit?
look what we've done.
What's,
It looks well, the set, by the way. Looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
do
is
you like
good.
it, see?
Yeah.
Do you drink
Love
Heineken?
Heineken as well.
0%.
No, it's really.
What do you do during the day, Stevie? Now you're obviously not managing at the moment.
Doing a bit of paddle. Got the golf clubs
like
back
that?
out,
Going into
school
it?
runs.
Wow.
Been sucked into that world, have you, the panel?
I like it, you know.
Yeah.
Love it, yeah.
There's a paddle court here, you know, we should play.
I'm not in.
Well, on here, on the side.
Yeah, literally next
I'm not
door.
really like a gym person going and lifting weights and all
So how
that.
long could you do when you do a paddle session? You could, what?
A couple of hours.
Oh, you could play all day, couldn't you? It's not like physical.
2-3 times a week, that does me then. Don't have to go to the gym.
All right.
It's a bit of timber off.
Are you sweating? Fuck it, are you sweating?
Oh, yeah. But it's not where you're blowing.
Yeah.
Blowing, but you get a good
Are you good
He's-
standard
he's-
then, Steve?
He's a good player, but he got took the cleanest, didn't he, a couple of weeks ago by...
Who beat you?
I knew this was true.
Not me.
So you play a little bit with anyone, really. If there's a game there, I'll just get out the house and go on my own and play. And Jose Baxter asked me to play against him and Tim Cahill. And got slapped up badly.
Did you?
Did you?
Yeah.
You play it?
No, he just told me the story, so I thought to throw it in. No, I don't play paddle.
4-1, they done me.
Is it?
I was gutted for about 3 days. Said to Tim, first Merseyside derby you've ever fucking won.
Yeah.
I got him out of cover, I was like, oh.
Were they really good though? I saw a point. It went on
Jose
for
wasn't,
ages.
Jose got carried, but Tim was brilliant. Very good.
Imagine him.
Yeah.
But you have to be good at one sport, don't you?
Stick to Football is brought to you by Arne Clothing. You spoke to Mo Salah direct.
Yeah, I spoke to him direct, yeah. You've been a king here, you've got this legacy and stuff. go on your terms the right way.
You're very lucky he didn't play right back.
He did play right back.
I know, but if he'd have played there longer, you wouldn't have played for England.
I played. What the f*** is he knocking at my door for? What's he want?
He considered it for 3 seconds.
3 longer than I thought. He put a piece of paper in front of me and said, write down on that how much you want. He invited me around for dinner, and it was just to tell me that I wasn't playing against United. So yeah, that 38 seconds was coming from Thursday night. I had a period after Villa where my head was done in for months.
Would you be an assistant to someone at Liverpool?
I would do it for Liverpool Football Club.
If Xabi Alonso came to Liverpool, which has been mooted,
just see the headline now.
Quickly,
Gerrard wants Slot to get the sack.
Alonso's assistant. Are you going to fall for it?
That's why you brought me here.
Let's start with this season on Liverpool before we move into your career. What's Kieran?
Nice one.
Kieran, he's so happy, Kieran. What do you make? What do you make of Liverpool this season? You obviously watched quite a bit of them.
Well, I've really enjoyed watching them in the Champions League because I think they look a completely different team when they've gone into the big Champions League games, and I think they're in a decent place there. Really tough asking them going into the next one against PSG, but a lot of the games I've gone to, I've enjoyed watching them. In the league, look very different. I haven't really enjoyed watching them. Look as if they've got a lot of issues to fix. I've covered some of the games as well for TNT, and after the game, it's been difficult to sort of put your finger on one issue that they've got, because they've got quite a few and it's all over the pitch. Yeah. So they've been very mixed and it's very two-faced, I'd say, as a team this season.
How's that happened from going from like brilliant champions last season, stability, not obviously signing a player the previous summer? You say now they've got a lot of issues to fix?
The first signs of the issues they've got now at the moment, I've seen it in the League Cup final. I travelled over from Bahrain, I took my lad to the game. Went into the game really confident that they'd beat Newcastle, although I like how Eddie sets his teams up and knew it would be a difficult game, but they just dominated us from start to finish. They just bullied us. And that was the first time I thought, oh, that's so far away from what I was watching a few months before. And then as the league sort of filtered out then, there was a lot of these type of performances that don't look like the previous Liverpool team. Yeah. Quite passive, disconnected, out of shape, easy to get through.
That's what a lot of the supporters
giving big chances up. And you're seeing it a lot more in recent weeks.
Obviously, we know we're closer to. We go to the game, you got your mates, your family. But you talk about this season, but a lot of Liverpool supporters are looking at what you said. It's almost like that Paris Saint-Germain game, Newcastle game around about the same time, weren't they, last season? So it's almost like this is 12 months now, almost over 12 months that it's almost been a lot like that, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think obviously it took over a Klopp squad and a Klopp team, and I still think a lot of the values and the behaviours in that team carried on through. And I think he's obviously... his style has been a nice match. They've got a new manager, new voice, been like a breath of fresh air to a certain point. But I think some of the issues they're having this season, for me, watching as a fan from the outside and from afar, and going to some games, it's been happening at the back end of last season as well.
I mean, look at what you've just said there. I think a lot of people, but I certainly was expecting a massive drop-off after Klopp left. Is that drop-off coming as a delayed drop-off because of the fact that you just had a run-off there of the Klopp team almost, and then now... is it a case where they stay with him because this would have always have happened, that the Klopp team was coming to the end, you know, the Salah, obviously Van Dijk now and things like that? Do you think it's a natural thing for them to stay with it, or do you think the manager's got a problem?
I think maybe a combination of both. I really like the manager. I think he's really honest. You know, I hear really good things of him as a coach and his style and his tactics and his details. I hear really, really good things. I've never watched him close or think, I think he's really honest in the media, maybe sometimes too honest. But as a Liverpool fan now, and just someone who's been an ex-player and sort of knows a little bit on the inside than what most normal punters would know, these Liverpool fans, once they get to this stage, it's very difficult to get them back around. From my own personal experiences and what I've seen, very difficult to get them back around.
I mean, Carra's always said this, not necessarily yourself, but the manager at Liverpool is the god. That's the person, the figurehead that everybody looks towards. Why is it different this time? Because this guy's... I mean, it seems crazy from a position that sort of United are in. To take an example, you won a Premier League literally 7 months ago. Surely he has credit in the bank that means that's... how's he got...
Yeah, he has with me because I know more than anyone on the planet how difficult it is to win a league, and then for him to come in and win a league in his first season, being asked and getting asked questions in the media a long time, what do you think, does it need to change, and blah, blah, blah. He's got a lot more credit with me. You know how difficult it is. Jamie will tell you, Liverpool demand, they expect to win it every year. So I think he needs the opportunity to sort of play his way out of trouble and fix the issues and try and get himself back in a good place. And I think he did during that period a few months ago, where they'd lost 9 out of 12, but then they went on a run where he took them from 12th to 4th in the league. And I think someone who's won a league deserves at least a full season to try and get out of the problems and the issues that they've got. I'm certainly one of them people, but I have to understand what the fans are saying as well, because it has been dire on certain games and performances, like really dire.
What do you make of the Mo Salah situation? Were you shocked?
No, not at all. I think it's in everyone's best interests now. I think the timing's right, in my opinion, especially after he's obviously had a disagreement with the manager. I don't know at what level. Because obviously he's done the interview, which I think he'll regret further down the line. But that told me that there was an issue there. I think also, even going back before that, I think Liverpool as a club probably only wanted to give Mo Salah 1 year rather than the 2, because he had such an outstanding season and he was relentless and his numbers were great. They have given him a 2 year. But for me, I only really ever seen it as another 1 year at that level. We've all played in them years and stuff. And I just think for everyone, it's in everyone's interests for it to end, but also end on Mo Salah's terms. So I spoke to him around that interview at the time, and sort of said to him, look, don't do what you've done. And
spoke to Mo Salah direct?
Go under a cloud. Yeah, I spoke to him direct, yeah.
But you rang him, or? Well,
he texts me now and again, or I text him now and again. More to do with if I'm going somewhere with Leo, just so Leo can see him, really. But I'm not like close to him. But it gave me the opportunity to say to him, look, you've been here for 8-9 years. You've been a king here. You've got this legacy and stuff. Just go on your terms the right way.
Yeah. How was he when you say that?
Still a little bit emotional from the incident, and he was sub and he was in and out of the team at the time. He was upset. But I just thought it would have been a shame if he left in January and he just left.
Was that a consideration at the time, do you think?
Not sure, don't know.
I mean, do you understand? I mean, look, you're one of the greatest players that Liverpool have ever had. He's one of the greatest players that Liverpool have had. Do you understand when you're sort of getting towards the end and he's sort of been left out? And that type of player, I said this to Roy a couple of weeks ago, you do think differently than, say, for instance, I would, or...
But I understand both sides of it. Now that I've done a bit of management myself, I understand both sides of it. I think I had a similar thing with Brendan, but when I look back at it now and I'm out of game, less emotional, and you understand it from where Brendan is. Maybe you're not the same player at 34, 35. There's no, rule where you should or you have to play every minute of every game just because you're the captain and stuff. But at the time, it's not easy when you're in the team, in the squad, and you're about to play United, for example, and you're sub and you're looking at the players that are playing, and you think I'm still as good, if not better than them players. It's difficult in the players' situation. Yeah. But I had the situation at Rangers with Jermaine Defoe, who was brilliant for me, top around the place, best professional you'll work with. He wanted to play more and play a lot every minute again, because he was in the position I was in under Brendan. Yeah. But as a manager, you have to do what's right and what's best for the team. And if someone's out of form or not playing or can't do the job that you're looking for, as a manager, you have to make big decisions.
So it looks to me that it's probably on, you said before, on Salah's terms, and it's probably his decision to say, I want to move on. He's give the interview. But listening to you and speaking to you privately, you moved on to LA Galaxy. You actually regret that, don't you? Did you wish you'd have stayed at Liverpool?
I don't regret it in terms of I enjoyed it, and they looked after me there. And in MLS terms, it's a good club. But if he had me time again, Liverpool offered me a year extension. But Brendan, my conversations with Brendan was saying, look, your game time's going to change. It's not going to be how it was before. But, I would love to stay around, and maybe we could sort of try and get a connection onto the staff and coaching, and we can help you through that and all that. And sounded all right, but in my head, I just wanted to play. I still loved playing football. Didn't like being sub. So in the end, I come to the decision where I just want to go somewhere and just enjoy football, just play football for another couple of years until my body can't do it anymore, and then stop on my terms. But in hindsight, Klopp took over a lot earlier than what I thought. I would have stayed and maybe tried to, you know.
Is it all about the minutes, or can you treat the player with respect, where you can put the minutes down and you can still have that working relationship?
Yeah, but the evidence in the weeks leading up to these conversations were that it was going to be a lot more sub appearances than starts. It's just different when you sub and when you're used to playing and being a main part of something, and that's on me as much as anyone else. I'm not saying like.
Would you change that now? Would you change it?
Me?
Yeah, if you went back now and sort of Brendan presented that sort of play 30 games at Liverpool, we've had this conversation a lot on it. Is it better to play 30 games at Liverpool where you're sub 20 times versus playing 35 games or 40 games at LA Galaxy?
Now that I've experienced it, Gary, yeah. Yeah, I'd have took the Liverpool one.
That was the Klopp factor as well, wasn't it? I think I've heard you say you wish you could have sort of...
Yeah. A little bit of the Klopp factor, yeah.
You went to LA Galaxy, and with Salah now, do you think Salah will do an MLS or a Saudi right now, or do you think, you know him obviously better than us, that I can still play at the top level, I could go to another big club in another country?
Knowing him, obviously the relationship I've got with him, he'll still have himself down as one of the best players in the world.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and I think that's the reason why the fallout's come apart, that he was probably struggling with the transition of a manager saying, you're not starting today, and what? You're messing around, you're still one of the best players in the world. I think that's his mentality, and I think there's good players, there's top players, and then there's them ones that are at the very top that are a little bit freakish in terms of their mentality now. They're thinking he's one of them, where he's just, I'm the best.
Well, it's not to be admired, though. You know, we talk about...
Yeah, I love that.
You might have had, Stevie, go back to Ronaldo. Not necessarily my case towards you. If you want to play, that's the mindset. And Salah, you've got to admire that. Because the easiest thing for people like Ronaldo and Salah is to ease off a little bit. They've got all the big prizes, they're on huge contracts, but they want to play. And I think it's well and good looking back even on yourself going, I think you stick to your guns. And if you're used to playing, you stick with that. That's what made you the player
thing as well is, you know, the Chelsea situation around that year when we were so close and we think, you know, it was still sort of like bubbling away a little bit. It was still bubbling away.
In your mind?
I thought, do you want to go and play football? And sort of, I thought staying around with Brent's always going to come up every interview, every press conference, blah, blah, blah. I was like, just go away and enjoy the last bit of your career, because I still felt good, not what I felt mid-20s, but I still felt like I could.
But do you think it was a relief for Brendan? Maybe we were talking about the manager of Liverpool. Now, sometimes you're in the background and you're not playing. If you move on, you go, that does save me a lot of hassle, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I think there was a little bit maybe, I don't know, maybe speaking out of turn here, but with Brendan as well, like, maybe Brendan was trying to create something where he wanted the bigger players, or he wanted to change or evolve or transition this squad of players into something different, yeah.
Well, you do become a problem, though. Characters like you on the bench.
Well, it did become a problem, Gary, because I'll give you one example, and you know it very well. You were probably jumping all over your settee when I got sent off against United.
I was commentating.
That was coming on the Thursday night, because I went round to Brendan's house. He invited me around for dinner. I trained really well in the week leading into it. Was the Thursday. We were playing on the Saturday 12:30 kickoff. We drew to Swansea, I think, just before, and I came off the bench and done quite well, and I'd trained like I was thinking, I need to get back in this team because I think we're going to be sub against United. I was playing on my mind before, so he invited me around to the house and all that, and it was just to tell me that I wasn't playing against United, and I just, honest to God, you should have seen me walk back to the house. I lived 2 minutes round the corner. Honestly, I was like that.
Should have smelled something, though, when he was making you dinner. Just bad news coming here.
I was actually going to ask you about the digs. It's quite strange for a manager to ask a player around the house for dinner, is it?
No, listen, he was great at the time. I think it was more like he was asking me questions like, would you like to be part of the staff eventually, and blah, blah, blah. Brendan's always been fantastic with me. It wasn't a personal issue. It was more me. I just couldn't get my head around the fact that we're playing United on Saturday afternoon. I was going to be sub. And with all due respect, Joe Allen, Lucas Leiva, good players, but at the time, I still felt I was better than them. So, yeah, that 38 seconds was coming from Thursday night, but that's me. It's not anyone else's fault. But that's an example of what I'm talking about, like, things like that. I think I've just got to go and enjoy the rest of my career and just slow down a bit and see it out.
Did Jordan Henderson have the same issues? Did he? No, Jordan, when he was, did he hang on with Klopp and he was saying, you're not going to play many games, and he went off, and he probably regrets that a little bit, Jordan.
Almost every player I speak to who left Liverpool, so Jordan's probably one. Obviously, you've mentioned about you'd love to have sort of played with Klopp, speaking to Robbie Fowler, and they're all players they're used to playing, and everybody always says the same thing. They wish they'd have stayed, and I've never played for them.
Michael as well.
Yeah, but I've never played for another club, so I can't understand probably what it must be. Maybe a drop from one of the real, biggest clubs in the country to, a level down. And it's just interesting that everybody always says the same thing.
And when you're used to playing week in, week out, when you said play 15 or 20 games, that is a big drop-off, Gary, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's your whole mindset.
Yeah.
To play every week, to go on to play 15 or 20.
You know what it was? That happened to me at the end, didn't it? With probably the last 18 months for me. You know what the thing for me was? I was embarrassed. Almost embarrassed coming into training. Do you know that thing when the team play over weekend and then you've had to go to win, everyone comes in really happy. You don't feel part of that. Yeah. And then they're getting looked after. Yeah, they're getting looked after, warm down. You're doing your warm down and everyone's buzzing with them. And you're over there with like the reserves and a few young lads, and you're having to do a proper training session on the Monday and all the lads are just getting warmed down, having a bit of banter and you're just stood here going, what the fuck am I doing?
You've got to run round them first, haven't you?
Oh, it's just and it's like just embarrassed you. No.
Steve, just quickly, I mean, look, you've both said the same thing now, and your knowledge of Mo Salah is far greater than anybody's around this table, that he still thinks he's the best in the world, and he don't think it's right for him to go to the US or Saudi.
No, I'm not saying it's not the right thing for him to go anywhere. I was asked the question in his head, where does he see himself?
Is he going to shock us, though? Has he got a shock in us? I'm going to put something ridiculous out there. He rocks up at Chelsea, Arsenal.
I think it's...
He rocks up at...
No, I don't think he'd do that.
But I can't see. I'll be really honest with you. Visually,
I wouldn't be surprised if it's another big club somewhere else, but I don't think he'd do it to a rival.
It's not going to be Barcelona, Real Madrid. They're not going to take him.
I could see Italy. I could see Inter Milan.
I think it'd be Saudi. Having lived over there and how he's thought of around there, I think it'll be Saudi.
That's what I thought, but he said not. He said he thought Italy. He thought he would go and want to play a big club.
That wouldn't surprise me or shock me. It wouldn't surprise me or shock me, but if I had to put money on it, I would say...
But I think a bit like you, I still think he thinks, and why not? I'm still one of the best players in the world. I'm not, that's almost retiring going there, in my eyes. I think he could do another 2 or 3 years somewhere and then do the same.
That wouldn't surprise me.
I just don't... Look, I don't know, I might be wrong. He's been to Italy before. I don't see Barcelona or Real Madrid.
That's why I said Italy.
Yeah, but I just think, no. But I think someone like that, like I could see him, for instance, in a different time going to say Paris Saint-Germain. I could see him being in Paris and going to there, but that's not going to happen now. So I'm trying to think of these players usually have egos that mean that they have to play at a club that suits their brand, that suits their sort of thinking.
No, but would he not be thinking I'll go to Saudi and still have an impact?
I think
to retire in 2 or 3 years' time. Still go over there and have an impact.
Remember the reason why Mo's like his is because he's loved. He wants to go somewhere he's loved. He'll be loved in Saudi.
Yeah.
Would he get frustrated?
Straight off the bat.
Oh, listen, he's the number one over there.
Exactly.
He's the number one.
Would he get frustrated with the standard or not? Do you think just of your experience?
No, because there's some good teams at the top end there. He'll be playing with good players as well. Very good players. And you have a foreign player, so he'll be playing under a good manager. And he'll be playing with good players.
You've said that obviously you had a situation as a manager with Jermaine Defoe where he was coming and wanting to play. Have you ever had a more difficult situation with a player that's been sort of... Because Jermaine's just a good guy, isn't he?
Brilliant.
He's a brilliant guy. He's not going to fall out with you. He's going to have a proper conversation. Is there anybody that you've had in your managerial career that's been difficult that you thought, how do I sort of,
Yeah, in a different way. Morelos at Rangers was tough to manage. Maverick behaviours.
Is that a centre forward, right?
Yeah, so important to Rangers because he was the goals. But he was challenging. He'd bend the rules and, after he'd scored a brace or a hat-trick, you always knew something was sorted in the post, either him being late or, something, an incident.
And how do you deal with that when he's a goal scorer, he's a brilliant player and he's breaking the rules like that?
Well, look, when you go into a job, you want to try and set rules and values of your team and stuff like that, but there is...
Not the goal scorer, he can do what he wants.
Not to that.
I've got principles, but you can do what you want.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to bite your tongue and turn a blind eye to 1 or 2. It's just trying not get caught by the other players when you're doing it. But yeah, he was so important to Rangers. I knew he was so important, and I knew the time would come where I could get into a place where he's maybe less as important.
Yeah.
That's why I brought Defoe in, that's why I brought Kemar Roof in, because when he was having these periods where he would be challenging or breaking your rules and your values, Defoe and Kemar Roof were itching to come on and play, and they were as good as him.
Yeah.
Jermaine was much better than him, but at the age.
Yeah.
But they were the reason why we won the league, because their goals in the team and the squad is how we eventually won.
Stick to Football is brought to you by Arne Clothing. This advertisement is brought to you by Huel. Don't tell us what we're doing on Huel this morning. We've been brand ambassadors for Huel now for
A very long time.
very long time, and we've been talking about these 26 grams of 26 vitamins and minerals and 25 grams of protein, and they've just sold.
Yeah, so we've reaped the benefits physically,
Yeah.
but not monetary.
So we've been drinking this for 12 months, promoting them. They were valued probably about 10 quid before we started promoting them, weren't they? Hey? And now they've valued it a
To
billion
be fair,
quid.
I'd never heard of Huel before we put them on this show.
Absolutely.
And I do drink it now.
Exactly, and so do I. And we were looking for our little commission-based sort of share thing.
Will you still be able to get them, or will they want a different deal now that they've been bought out?
Oh, it could be a lot more difficult to deal with
Will
from
it be?
now on, you know what
Will
I
it?
mean? Yeah.
Who's they been bought out by? We can't say.
It's, do you know Danone? Ooh, Danone. Have you ever seen the
Oh,
advert?
the little,
It's in the advert. Ooh, Danone.
Will the overlap still use Huel on the back of this deal?
Well, I mean, we'll just have to reshape our deal with them, aren't we? Obviously, I mean, this one's got 35 grams of
what
protein.
would you want out of it? What do you think's fair?
I think that, to be fair, the impact we've had on the business and the share price would seem to have been significant, wouldn't it, Jamie?
No, I guess. What are you talking out of it? A little villa somewhere, or a little?
A little villa in France where the Danone offices are.
Congratulations, Huel.
Well done.
Job well done.
Hugh. And by the
Thank
way,
you.
yeah, we've converted carrot. Your health benefits are that you...
I mean, look at me.
Yeah. This black edition one is my favourite, the vanilla. I can't get away from the vanilla.
That sums you up as a player, doesn't it? Vanilla.
And a man. Get our special offer on all the Huel range. New customers get our exclusive discount plus a free gift at huel.com/the overlap. Let's talk about your managerial career. Do you love it?
I've enjoyed parts of it. I've had some difficult times as well, and obviously when you get the sack's not nice. I had a period after Villa where my head was done in for
struggling.
months. It was a tough one. Understood it. You know, you have a run of form like we did at the back end. Responsibility was all on me. Accepted it, but in my own time, sitting around gutted because I thought there was a real big opportunity going into the first full season to really build on an half-decent start. So that was a tough one for me. It's a tough one.
And when you say to me, I completely get it. And so I've been there where you almost feel like everyone's looking at you. You feel like, what was that feeling?
I was having mixed emotions. Felt sorry for myself a little bit. Felt a bit bitter. Felt a little bit useless. You go through all these different emotions, but you eventually come round to thinking again that it's part of it. You have to own it, take it on the chin, and get yourself ready for the next opportunity. But I still sit here now and think to myself, what I've seen from November to May, and then the signings we made, I thought there was a real opportunity to kick on, and we never delivered that, so I have to take that on the chin.
You know, you go from Rangers, you don't just win the league. It was an invincible win. You didn't lose a game, did you, when you won the league with Rangers?
Not when we won it, no.
No, so you go from that, and then you make the step to Villa, and the level of, I mean, the managers you're coming up against.
The level was it was a big jump. Probably didn't realise at the time when I made that decision, but in hindsight, again, we talk about hindsight. You know, we'd all be great with hindsight, wouldn't we? Would have stayed at Rangers longer, more experience, stay up there for longer. So I regret doing it now, sitting here. I didn't at the time because I felt like it was going to.
How did you turn that down?
It was tough. It was tough. And also the conversations with Rangers after we won it, the recruitment and the finance chats that we were having, didn't feel like Rangers were ready to go again. It was a bit more of a like, oh, let's settle this and fix that and do that. And the promises weren't as strong as it was what I thought they would be. Then the Premiership offer and opportunity comes, and it's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough to say no to that. Villa are a great club, and
Yeah.
I've got nothing bad to say about Villa. I need to get that in as well.
Yeah.
Because Villa, really good club, good people, fantastic facilities, the opportunity was given to me, and it didn't work out, so that's on me.
Steve, you mentioned there about the step up. I always go back to something you said about being on Valencia, and I think at the Premier League, like the coaches are just like, you know, great coaches are probably not even getting the biggest jobs. And you talked about being on the sideline and sort of like feeling a bit like, you know, the other coaches got more experience. You mentioned like Simeone and Valverde. And when you said the step up, is that you're talking about actually your team with your team? Are you talking about actually on the pitch when managers are actually changing things in games, or?
Yeah, well, both really, because that happened to us against City. We played City at Villa Park. I think we drew the game, and Pep was changing every like 10 minutes. It was nuts. You'd have to like change all the time. So the level of managers that you're competing against definitely is a step up. The demand, the pressure, the media around it. So Rangers is a huge club. The demand never changed because, you know, you draw at Rangers or Celtic and there's a major stewards inquiry into what's gone on, and the demand up there to win every game is nuts. So it wasn't a step up in terms of that on me, but just the whole level of the Premier League and the expectation, the size, and the media around it, and it was a jump up in terms of football level and coaching level.
Was it too much of a jump? Was it? 'Cause I've said this to you, but very openly. I felt out of my depth on the touchline. You know, I played against Atletico Madrid with Simeone, and there was almost an inevitability that I knew in the second half they were almost like suffocating us. I felt like they were. There's anything I could do that could change it. Valverde changed 3 times within about half an hour of a game, and I was like, "What?"
I think there were certain opponents that you were on the side where you thought, "Oh, if we get this wrong here, you could get a pasting."
Yeah.
I felt a bit like that at Anfield, even though they only beat us 1-0. I felt like if we weren't pragmatic and sort of taking stuff away from Liverpool, the speed that they were playing at, you were thinking, oh, we could get a pasting here. And City were like that, but more in a possession way. Last game of the season, Villa, we were 2-0 up when City were going for it.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, we can do this because we were comfortable for a certain amount of time. And then they brought some changes on the last 20 minutes of the game.
Gundogan came on.
It was like you were on a pinball machine.
Yeah.
They just changed the speed, changed the level, and it was just like, and I could see it in the players. Everything we were asking the players to do, they were just like, are you messing? It's just like, whoa, what's going on? De Bruyne put about 6 crosses in about 2 seconds. It was, honestly.
That's what you used to do.
And you know,
Cross it, then
I
he'd
think,
head it, yeah.
I think there's certain teams in the Premier League that when they go to a certain level, they can bamboozle you with quality and speed and.
How much input are you getting in them moments, you know, from like assistants and no, because sometimes you see.
No, it's a bit of a blur. It's a bit of a blur, to be honest.
There's not much you can do against a great team. You just have to take your medicine.
It's a bit of a blur. I mean, it just is. I mean, you said you like parts of it. It's not a negative answer, but it's an answer that means that what parts of it don't you like and what parts of it do you like?
Well, what I mean by that, I love the competing. I love being in the dressing room, being around the boys, the training and stuff like that. But there is, you know, there's stuff around it where you think, interviews, media, criticism, blah, blah, blah. There is parts of it that are not great. It is a stressful job, we all know that.
How did you come out of that? So you obviously Villa, and what are you thinking then is... What are you thinking in terms of your mindset about how you get back on the leg?
Just try and get more games in, really, more experience. Try different things, go abroad, something outside the box, something a little bit different to get more games in. That was the thinking at the time. But for probably 6 months, 9 months after Villa, I just wanted a bit of a break from it. Just wanted, not managing, coaching, just footy. Just wanted to be free around the family. From school, I've always just been football. So wanted to go and do a few different things away from football that you don't get the chance to do, so just take some time.
Have you got another job in your stay?
Possibly, yeah. I'm not throwing my CV around, I'm not itching, I'm not sort of desperate for any opportunity, but if the phone's gone a few times recently and it just has timing or family-wise or it just hasn't been the right thing, but if something comes that's right, I'll be open to a conversation for sure. Is
it easier to be... And I'm asking because there's a number of examples of this. Like, you know, you both have been world-class players. Is it easier to be a top player to go into management, or not to be a top player and go into management? Do you understand what I mean by that?
Yeah, I think there's more scrutiny on players that have played at the top when they go in. I think that I've felt that, I suppose. But Look, you sort of, I think that the key for me is understanding what you bring to the table. What are your strengths? What are you good at? I'm not going to sit here and tell you now I'm the best coach in the world, because I'm not, because there's been people that have come out of careers earlier and been coaching for 25 years who would be a lot more slicker than me around the training session. I think it's about creating a strong staff team, staff group, where you've got all the skill sets covered within your group that are going to service the players and give them the best possible chance of winning. But for me, I think one of my strengths is understanding what I do bring to the table, what I'm good at, my strengths, and then trying to get other people around me that can help me do it.
I think, just chipping in there, what you're sort of saying, the pressure you're under when you're a big name. Do you see the reaction to Ashley Cole played his first game, didn't he?
Yeah.
His first game in manager, I know he's been in coaching. I don't even know that much about it. Is it an Italian...
Cecina.
But what league are they in? Are they in...
The second.
Second
league.
division. His first game, I think they lost. And it was like a bit of a story on, like, it was popping up on your phone. It's his first game as a manager. You don't get that if you're not Ashley Cole.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You can sort of make your mistakes a little bit in the background. And I think he won his last game, didn't he?
Yeah.
Or his last one.
And
But
Roy,
it's just...
and Roy will tell you as well, if you're going through a bit of a stickier point, it becomes more, more interest and more people want to come.
There's pluses and minuses. You do sometimes the ex-players who played at a certain level do get a more opportunity to go in there. But when you're in there,
No, I agree.
the pressure, and of course the first thing what happens if you go through sticky patches, you'll never be as good as a manager as you were a player. You go, it's a completely different job. You're learning like every other manager, but you do get less of a break when you're in the job. It does open doors for you sometimes, but when you're in there, then it's...
Yeah, and I've experienced both sides of that. So, for example, getting the Rangers job probably come more on the fact that I was a Liverpool player at a certain level. So I totally understand what he's saying there.
What you said that the phones rang, did you, before, and you've sort of not thought it was the right opportunity? Are they calls from clubs in this country? And what sort of level are you thinking? Is it this country you want to manage in? What level would you go back? Would you go in at Championship, like say Frank's done? Would you go in at League One, or would you want to still?
Yeah, no, listen, there's no ego here. There's no like, I think I'm above any levels or not. It's more the people that you speak to. Like what is it that's on the table? What are you trying to achieve? Is it realistic, or what's available? To sort of support you in the role that you're going to go into. But there's no ego here, of course. Most of the calls that I've had since I came out of my last job would be around Championship level, yeah.
And you played under some great managers. Which of the managers do you sort of most recognise in yourself, and who have you pulled most out of? I'd
probably say Rafa and Houllier. Probably took the most from them, yeah. Took a lot from Brendan as well in terms of sort of like his sessions were really good, great variety. Players used to always really enjoy, the build-up into games and stuff. And Brendan, learnt a lot of different things compared to the previous managers worked on. Because I worked under a lot of pragmatic, organised coaches throughout my Liverpool career and some with England. If you think of Capello, Sven. Brendan brought a bit of a freshness in terms of like being more of a dominant coach with the ball and the possession. Learned a lot of him. But I think you want to be yourself first and foremost. You want to obviously go in, and if you're taking a job on and you're going to take the responsibility, that you've got to be yourself. But of course, it'd be stupid if you don't try and learn and remember things and take things from all the coaches, but not just the ones you've worked with. When you watch the telly, when you're watching Monday Night Football or Super Sunday, I still learn off the lads and listen to a lot of it. So I'm open to try and get better and keep learning, of course I am. But at the same time, work-life balance at the moment for me is brilliant. It's great. It's the best period of my life with no stress.
We've talked about that for years. You've talked about it for years, the idea of the perfect work-life balance, where obviously we still talk about football, we still watch football, but we're obviously not on the touchline, to be fair, the coalface.
Yeah.
Is there a place whereby you could see yourself just sort of settling into the TV, the punditry, doing the games that you do, and then basically not going back into coaching?
Yeah, I'm okay with that. That's not a problem. I enjoy covering some of the games. I enjoy having quite a bit of free time. Probably the best part I've had from a family point of view ever, really, in terms of being there, being present. Leo's 8 now. During his career, I've been in Scotland, I've been in Birmingham. So, yeah, really enjoying the family side of it and having a load of free time, but also I'm conscious that I want to stay busy enough where I'm doing enough.
I can't not see you at Liverpool at some stage. And I'm not talking about, like, I'm just talking about, like, your connection with the club is so, like, you absolutely love the club. They love you. Do you understand what I mean? I love Liverpool, but I always feel when I look at you, and I've never really said this to you before, I'm not talking about, like, going into manage. I'm sure you'd love to do that one day. But it just feels to me, sooner or later, even if you'd have a go at management somewhere else, maybe in the Championship or Premier League, I just feel there'll be something with you. When I look at Kenny or I look at sort of Ian Rush, I just feel like that connection with you and the club will come back together at some stage. Is that something you look at?
I've got a brilliant connection with the club. I always have, and probably a stronger connection since I left. They've always been unbelievable. Any help or area I could help the club in, I'd always try and do it if I could. But I suppose what you want to know is, do I want to manage Liverpool at some point in my life? Of course, that would be a dream, but I think, would I be ready for it right now to take it over a period of time? Probably not, but is there a possibility in the future to be alongside someone? Them elite managers that you're talking about.
Would you be an assistant to someone at Liverpool?
Well, it depends who it is and how the conversation goes, and does he need me? What does he think I can offer?
Yeah.
Would you be able to handle that in terms of, obviously, you're certain...
As long as I'm not sub, I'll be able to handle it.
No, but you've been a number one. Yeah. Someone who's, to be fair, likes to be in charge of their own destiny. Could you sit there and not be the person who's making that? I mean, I've done that role. I think, Roy, you've done that role. You've done that role, actually, and it's frustrating at times because ultimately you're not the decision maker. Could you handle that?
Yeah, but you have to understand it before you sign up to it.
Yeah.
You know what the role is, and it's to support the manager. It's to be that assistant. I would do it for Liverpool Football Club if I was asked and they felt I was the right man to do it. I'd be open to it. Yeah, of course.
Depends on the manager. Depends who the manager is, Gary. Whatever the role. Again, obviously, when they went Martin, and to be fair, Villa with Paul, but with Martin particularly, if you've got a respect for a manager, it's great to learn off somebody like that.
You probably need a manager who's not going to... If you've got Stevie Gerrard at Liverpool, and like as your number 2 or so, you're probably going to be a bit afraid of it, aren't you? You're going to be a little bit worried about...
I think certain people might be.
Yeah.
But I think...
The top guys...
When you speak to the top guy, I remember sitting down with Jurgen Klopp and coming out of a conversation with him and just thinking, you're just above it all. You're just above the media. You're just above... You're so thick-skinned and like... the aura and the charisma he had, and I was just thinking to myself, just do anything you ask me to do. Walked out the room, 7'8".
And I think what's helped you on about, because you've been a manager before, I think when you've been a manager and become assistant, I think it helps because you know what the manager's going through.
Yeah.
It's a big
and you
plus.
can take a lot of pressure away from him and help him.
You know what exactly is, and particularly if it's a manager you respect, you go, I'll do anything for this guy, whatever he says. And the top managers don't see as a threat. They go, I know you're not a threat to me.
The other side,
I'm bigger than that.
The other side of it as well, it's the chance to be part of something. You're winning for Liverpool again, and that, as Jamie said, that connection won't leave me. I do love them.
What were you like at home in that period, sort of, I mean, after a defeat or when you leave Villa? What are you like at home? How do you change from what you ordinarily would?
You're asking me, or do you want to phone Alex? Nightmare. Miserable. No. No, just it's tough. It's tough. You don't like to fail. You don't like to get things wrong. You don't like to let people down. When I took the Villa job on, I was desperate to help them. They gave me an incredible opportunity, and you don't like to be criticised or people to say you're not good enough. It's not a good feeling. So you have to process that yourself and go, well, how did that happen? Where did it go wrong? What would I do different next time? Blah, blah, blah. And that's what you go through. But initially, for the people that haven't been in them big jobs, it's tough. You've had it once.
Do you appreciate your family a bit more when you lose your job a little bit? My wife preferred when we were losing. If we won a few games, I'd be walking in like John Wayne, you know what I mean? I'm the man. We lost a few games, I'd what's for dinner?
I think if you'd asked her...
humble pie, you know what I mean?
She'd rather me not do it. She'd rather me not do it. She says to me, like, you've had that long a career and then you've had to go with it for 8-10 years and stuff, just don't do it. Why'd you put yourself through it?
Yeah.
I missed playing as well, bad, for a period of time.
Did you?
Yeah, I missed playing. Used to just love the routine and knowing what I was doing from...
Did you play in the training games with
I'm playing on Saturday. I'm playing
again, one of the legends.
I think it's the World Cup final.
Seriously?
I'm going to look massive in the kit and all that, but I can't wait.
Have you been training for it though? No. I always think about injuries in them games.
Well, you're doing the paddle.
The pitch is a bit bigger than the paddle, isn't it?
Yeah.
Saying that, some of the partners I've played with...
some legs around you, obviously, use your experience,
Yeah, but I believe Thiago and a few others are playing, so I'm just going to sit and just bark orders.
Brilliant.
Talk us about Saudi Arabia. Is that something that you enjoyed? Is it something that you happy you did?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was a different experience, different culture. Got the chance to coach with maybe less pressures, if you like, get more games in and be around good players. They said to me when I went over, we'll recruit some decent players for you and we'll try and challenge the bigger, top and more powerful teams over there. So took it on. It was also an opportunity as a family to go away somewhere different together. You know, we've been in Liverpool majority of our lives. The opportunity came and we took it on. And we were over there for 2.5 years. I enjoyed it. But again, like any job, there's frustrations there's challenges and stuff. But yeah, I enjoyed it.
Talk to us a little bit. I mean, obviously, it's, Mo Salah may go there, but talk to us about the standard and what the game is like over there. What are they trying to do? Because obviously, all we hear about mainly is the money that's being put, say, on Ronaldo or other players. Talk to us about the sort of what the plan is.
I think there's more to it than that, than just the Ronaldo, or we've got Ronaldo. It's about their own. It's about their players. So part of the remit was, we want you to come here, and you've been at Liverpool, you've been around England, you've been around Rangers, you've been around top institutions where we've got no footings in place in terms of academies and what do we need to sort of become an elite team. So how it works over there, when I was there was 4 big teams who PIF owned. You had Aramco in the Championship who were going to come up. Yeah. And now you've got a few other teams that are private. I don't think there's 6 private owned now, and then the league own the rest of the teams, which was one of our teams. So the rest of the league were trying to put brand new academies in place and better facilities and better infrastructure. So by the time the World Cup comes around, they can keep producing young Saudi kids that can improve and, gauge the gap, if you like, to where Saudi are compared to a lot of other nations. So it's more about their own. So they want Ronaldo around for elite standards, and they want people to, playing with him, playing against him, and them type of players they believe will bring their own up. And they've had that first, Saudi were here. I think it's gone a little bit more quiet and a little bit more reserved at the moment, but they're going to come again. And I think their idea is they're targeting now their 15 to 25-year-olds during this 10-year period to try and get them to be better players and close the
Is the standard decent of the players?
Yeah, what would you compare it to? What league would you compare it to? Would it be...
Well, I'd say the top 4 teams when I was there myself, they, a lot of them would be okay in the Premier League, I'd say lower down. So, yeah. The ones that had Benzema and Mitrovic and blah, blah, and they were good teams, playing in front of 50, 60,000 in some games. Then there's a big drop-off and a big gap. That's the reason why I think the teams finish where they do in the league. I think the financial power from the private ones is different from the rest of the ministry. Difficult to gauge, probably the middle and the bottom of that league. But the top, I would say, probably lower Prem top champ, I would say.
That's higher than I thought, maybe, because I mean, they say MLS is like Championship, don't they? That's what
I think the top 4 teams would comfortably be better than the MLS teams. Comfortably. We had friendlies against some of the MLS teams and we were very comfortable against them, and we weren't a top team. We wasn't a top team like PIF teams. That's my opinion. So it's a bit better than the outside opinion, I would say. Yeah.
You settled over there, but it didn't quite work out for Jordan. What's the sort of lifestyle like over there in terms of how
It's a bit slower. Life's a bit slower. Culture's a little bit more relaxed. I think it's about whether your family can settle is the key to it. So the kids went into fantastic schools. We got incredible support around that. That was one of the big things before I said yes. That we need to make the family happy and secure, because if they are, I'll be fine being away from home. Some people, it's just too different. They find it more challenging. They can't settle, they can't get the kids settled in school, and if that's the case, then you'd have to make a decision what's right for you and your individual family.
Do you think if Jordan had kind of stayed out there, it might have affected his international career?
Well, look, Jordan's situation was a bit different. I think he was fine when he initially come and the family come over. I think they were doing the best to settle in and stuff. He was still top player, still top individual, and I needed him because he was the standard setter. He was like having a coach on the pitch for you with his voice and stuff. But I think it was more his family struggled to settle, and I think also maybe Jordan got more better offers in terms of size of club when after he'd started the Saudi journey. I think he had Ajax around and Juve, and I think some of the Premier Leagues were around, and if your family's not settling and them offers land on the table, I think that's the reason why I ended up back. But he was brilliant for me in the 6 months, absolutely immaculate like he always is.
And would you manage abroad again?
I think it'd be tough right now, because I've just got my kids back into Liverpool, settled in school. Life's good, I'm happy, I'm settled. I don't want to say bye, I'm going on my own and leaving them right now, so it'd probably be tough right now. But I'd never say never.
Stick to Football is brought to you by Arne Clothing. This episode is sponsored by Heineken. Welcome to Heineken's Fan of the Match. Heineken is all about celebrating the fan connections made through sport. So we've got a fan in the studio with me, but who do they support? How are you, mate?
I'm good, how are you?
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Right, what's your name, mate?
Omar.
Omar. Let's go,
60
Ben.
seconds now.
South.
Yes.
Premier League.
Yes.
Are they in the top?
Yes.
Are they at the top?
Yes.
It won't be for long.
You know.
Arsenal fans hate me at the moment. I'm just going to keep him going.
It's all right.
Your captain is Ødegaard. Arsenal. It's Arsenal.
It's Arsenal, of course.
Oh, mate. What's up with you all? Are you a bit paranoid, a bit nervy, a bit anxious?
Nah, not at all. Honestly, we've got the squad depth this season. I think...
You going to do it?
We're going to do it, honestly. But actually, no, you know what? For the past couple of seasons, I've been saying we're going to do it, and then I've learned my lesson where we boiled it at the end.
Don't get carried away.
So I don't want to jinx it in that sense.
You'll do it this year?
Yeah, no, we're definitely doing this year.
What's your greatest experience as an Arsenal fan?
I would say the Thierry Henry comeback against Leeds, when he came back from, like, we got him on loan and he scored that goal. It was amazing.
Yeah.
But, like, nothing will beat Wiltor scoring Old Trafford.
There you go. Well, we're not going to show this clip. We're just going to edit that last bit out. Well done, mate. Good to see you. Hope you win the league.
Cheers.
Well done. Stock up with Heineken or enjoying your local for match day. Enjoy Heineken responsibly, and for the facts about alcohol, visit bedrinkaware.co.uk. Let's shift to your playing career. An absolutely sensational playing career. The peak of it, though, could have been the moment that I came to see you in the England squad just before the 2004 tournament, where
What the fuck's he knocking at my door for?
What does he
I looked
want?
through the little keyhole and thought,
Why did you answer it?
well,
What was happening, Joe?
So I have this.
tapping you up?
I have this conversation.
Tapping everybody up.
Yeah, I have this conversation with Sir Alex Ferguson, which was quite a bizarre one.
What year was this?
2004.
your legs going a bit then.
What year was it?
I offered him the captaincy. So there's this rumour mill started, I think, at sort of around you just before. I don't know if your contract was coming up to an end, was it around that time, or whether?
What year was it, Nev? Serious?
2000, end of 2004.
All right. Oh, yeah.
I think it was a March time, wasn't it? I think that international break in March time.
Yeah, and there's rumours around you, and I think Chelsea. It was the point where Chelsea were coming in, and to be fair, he just says, "Look, just go and knock on his door." And basically said, I'll go and get him from Liverpool myself and I'll walk him back down the East Lancs. And that was his exact words. So I actually went in with that line to Stephen.
I mean, how would he even think?
I know.
I mean, what a stupid thing to say.
He got the most politest, respectful no.
It was the politest, disrespectful fuck off I've ever had in my life. Thanks, Stevie.
Seriously, you didn't even get in the room?
No, I got in the room, which was... Yeah, I got in the room. Yeah, so I knocked on and said, Stevie, you got a couple of minutes?
I was thinking along through the people, he must know I'm a bit lonely in this hotel. He wants a game of tables, then.
Yeah, but you say, wow, at the time, I think there was a thing that obviously... It was a point where you... I don't know, whether you were considering leaving or not, it doesn't really... You know, I'll ask you.
Was it in and around the same Chelsea time?
It was around that time where I think there was a point whereby, obviously, at Liverpool, you weren't that great at the time. I think things had become frustrating for you. You wanted to be successful, and I think ultimately, you know, that's everybody does. And Chelsea were massively after you, I think, at that time. And I think he thought, well, look, I can steal it. He'd had some ambitious transfers in the past. No, he had Eric, you know, this is the guy that brought Wayne Rooney, Eric Cantona. He brought Rio from Leeds. These were quite controversial transfers. You know, he dipped in on Kenny Dalglish at Blackburn over Roy.
It's so not anyone you're mentioning is
just let him speak,
not even comparable.
He considered it for 3 seconds.
Pretty longer than I thought.
Did you ever consider, was there a point where you ever thought, I mean, because look, you're absolutely Liverpool through and through, but was there a point where you ever thought, were you ever tempted by the idea that I want to leave or I could leave?
Yeah, Yeah, and I'm guilty of doing a little bit of that around the Chelsea thing and the Real Madrid rumours, because it does cross your mind when you're not competing for what you set out and what you want to try and achieve. Yeah, I'm guilty of doing a bit of flirting and a bit of thinking, if you like. I'd be a liar if I said I wasn't. Especially under Rafa. Rafa was the type of coach, Jamie will back me up here, where you never ever really thought he wanted you, if you know what I mean. He was quite cold and challenging and provoking, and then when I seen a few people going in for contracts when I felt like I should have been a priority at the time, it gave me a little bit of doubt and a little bit of like, well, maybe he does want. And as many rumours as there was about me, sort of with these teams and all, there was all other rumours that Rafa would sell and reinvest and blah, 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 and maybe he's got players in Spain that he wants to replace me with, and that's all the stuff that was swirling around in my head at the time.
What was the what was the closest? So did this happen 2 years running? So it was 2004 after the Euros, and then there was obviously after the Champions League.
It was after the Champions League final. That was the one. That was the Chelsea one.
Yeah.
That's when I had under 2 years left on my contract, and they spoke to 3 or 4 other people about contracts before mine after the Champions League final.
Who were you speaking to, Stevie, instead of yourself at the time?
Hugo Biscan, Dieter Hamann, who were the midfielders. That got me a little bit like, bit paranoid.
Did you start thinking, I'm going to see these out? No, Steve, did you think, you know what, let me see what happens, I'll see these 2 years out?
No, that never ever crossed my mind, really. It was just like, well, look, let's have an honest conversation with Rafa. And I went in and I said to Rafa, look, let's be honest with each other. He went, well, OK, I'm game, let's have an honest conversation. And he was like, your agent's speaking to Real Madrid. And I said, that's not true. That's not true. And I said to Struan, have you spoke to Real Madrid? He said, no. So Rafa was trying to provoke me a little bit around some of the stories in the media as well. And I said, look, we can put all this to bed. I said, I'll sign a new contract for you right now if you pay me in and around the ballpark of what people would be getting who were playing in Champions League finals at the time. Yeah. Put me in that, but I'm not saying make me the highest paid player in the world, but give me a contract that I deserve and I'll sign it right now in front of you. He put a piece of paper in front of me and said, write down on that how much you want. I thought, just say yeah, you want to sign. Just say yeah, you want to sign me and it'll go away. But it was like it was a provocation thing. And it actually took for me to go to the chairman and say, look, what's going on here? Does this club want me or is he at it here or what? And the chairman made it clear.
Who's the chairman at the time?
David Moyes.
David Moyes, the Moyes family, yeah. And David Moyes was like, no, we want you to stay and blah, blah, blah. But I wasn't getting that love and feel of... You
needed someone to give you a number that you can find out what your number is.
What's going on
What did you write down?
You wouldn't want to know. Absolute telephone numbers now, man. I didn't. I went, that's not my job. That's why I have an agent. I said, talk to me, agent. I want to stay. I'll stay for as long as you want. Just give me the contract that I feel like I deserve.
Show me the money, huh?
Yeah.
I remember that he was. I remember when I thought you remember going to my wedding. My wedding, I'd
probably not.
No, but
many people remember your wedding.
No, but I'd booked it like. Normally you come back pre-season like 7th of July or something like that. So I booked my wedding 1st of July. Rafa, booking 24th of June or something like that. I'm getting married 2 weeks into the... But I remember you coming and you speaking to Struan. And I was thinking, and there's obviously Liverpool fans everywhere in this fucking wedding. And I was thinking, oh my God, no. It just felt like that was like...
I thought he was going...
Do you know what I mean? It wasn't just after the final, it was even when you come back, wasn't it?
It was very close. I've said it on numerous occasions and I'm really honest and clear over it. But I think it was a combination of not feeling the love, if you like, of Rafa and that like, just won the Champions League final, let's go again. Yeah. Priority, sign there. Just didn't get the right feelings at the time. But also, as well, I was guilty with a bit of flirting and what's it going to be like on the other side of the fence.
Jamie's probably thinking, whatever you get, I want some of that.
He was going to go in for the new deal. He was the armband on, he was like, get him.
Get rid of him. Point where you thought about leaving, being at his wedding, surrounded by all his mob.
No, I'm comfortable in them environments. Yeah, there was rumours that people were phoning me phone and threatening that if it go and blah, it was load of nonsense.
Was putting you on the right-hand side, because I think maybe it was, I know you played on the right-hand side quite a bit against us a few times because I remember you being over there and I remember them crosses coming in on top of me. Is it Rafa that put you on the right side? Did that cause you a problem?
It did. Mentally, I found it hard at times. I used to have loads of conversations with Jamie and say, I don't like playing on the right. I just don't feel 100% confident that I can affect the game from there. I preferred to be in the middle. He changed me a lot, actually. He played me right at times, centre at times, and then later on he moved me up a little bit higher to play in front of Mascherano and Alonso. And what he did do is he tamed a lot of my running, wanted more effective running. So I think my game changed a little bit under Rafa and got a little bit more better tactically, the understanding of the game, not running everywhere and trying to do everything on the pitch. More like, what does the team need for you? What's the team going to benefit more from? But I think when he put me on the right, that's the reason why he didn't want me to play in a 2 in the middle, because he used to feel like I used to vacate and leave them areas tactically, and it used to leave the team exposed at times.
Tell me about, remember the first time we met Rafa?
Yeah.
So I
was buzzing at first, thinking, he's just won the league and all that. He's going to win us the league. And goes in, he just offered me nothing, didn't he? Back to my room, thinking, fuck.
But we've come in, so he's come to the hotel in the Euro 2004, so no one's ever allowed to sort of, from the club, like an agent or a manager, but he'd just been appointed. But it was the fact that there was talk of him going to Chelsea at the end of 2004. It's like, you've got to allow me to speak to me player. So I'm just made up. This fella even knows who I am. You know what I mean? Fucking hell, this fucking fella from Valencia. Michael owns there, me and you. And
this fella from Valencia.
Yeah. So he's come in, and I'm thinking he's just going to be telling Stevie how great he is. And he's got all these markers out, and he's going, Gerrard, he's just called his second name, and he's just going, you do too much of this, you do need to do this. And I'm thinking, we've lost him. Chelsea have got him. And I'm like, did you think that coming out?
I remember coming out of the meeting thinking, this is going to be graft, this. Yeah. This is going to be graft.
But you ever wish you had a man? I'm not knocking these managers because they were brilliant managers, but you had a manager who was maybe gave you a bit more freedom, a little bit Liverpool at the time, you were very good. And
I just wanted a manager who said I played well now and again.
Rafa, he never gave you no
time. He scored the second goal. I knew I was going to be coming off.
Is that right?
Yeah, at times I just think he's going to bring me off now. He doesn't want me getting any more headlines. Yeah. But listen, there was parts of him that were like...
That was his way.
Parts of him were good as well. Tactically and stuff going into certain games where you felt like a major underdog. He did give you a bit more, we've got a chance here.
When I think about talking about football now, or even on TV, a lot of that is from sort of like Rafa and what we did and his brain.
Tactically
I don't think... When you're a player, when you've played well, I need the managers to say I've played well. I know I've played well. There was just, and I knew he was that type of manager, which is fine, and I don't need anyone really.
I loved you.
I always remember for myself, I remember after the World Cup in 2006, so we'd had a really long season. We played the FA Cup final, played the World Cup. We'd started the season really early, if you remember. Remember we had to qualify for the
TNS.
Because we'd won the Champions League, we had to go in at the beginning of summer. Really long season. Next thing we don't start well, and I'm not playing well at all. I just feel I've got nothing in my legs. But with Rafa, he's still telling you what you're doing wrong, which I get. It was just that one moment that I just love him to say to me, you've been brilliant for 40 years. You know what I mean? Don't worry about it, it'll be all right in a couple of weeks. But it was just like them moments. And I was like, Rafa,
do you know what was the biggest difference as well? The previous manager, Gerrard Houllier, he was just completely different. It was like... just felt like you were playing for your dad. It was like, he was low.
He was good, yeah.
But like not false love, not like blowing smoke type love. Yeah. He was just caring, he was just there, and he just made you feel like it was warm. Yeah. It was me on me to sort of transition to a different type of coach, and Rafa probably done a best for me in terms of improving me tactically and blah blah blah, and I played my best years under him, so I owe him a lot, but it was just different, very, very different from Houllier to Benitez in terms of what they want.
Save your legs a bit, like playing under Rafa, like in terms of your running and stuff?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know the answer in terms of the stats on it or anything, but...
Which one did you feel most effective under? Would you say Rafa?
Probably Rafa, yeah, because I felt in the best years then, I felt good and strong, and even when he moved me up and I had Alonso and Mascherano behind me as well, I felt like proper free. Bit less defending. Yes. Them hard runs back when you're like, oh.
I think that's it. We talk about obviously missing out on the league, and you come even closer, obviously, with Brendan. But I think that team then, and no one speaks about it because we didn't win anything. The best team we played in for Liverpool didn't win a trophy, really. It was Mascherano, Alonso, you with Torres up front. But at that stage, we were probably in the top 4 or 5 teams in Europe, that team. But the problem was the other teams were in England. You know what I mean? It was, remember everyone was getting to semi-finals.
You finished second, I think, that year. I mean, that was the...
That year, but even like the year before, I think there was 3 I think for 2 or 3 years, there's 3 English teams in the semi-finals of the Champions League, and the other one was always AC Milan, or was it AC Milan at the time? Yeah, and it was just like the timing of it. It was probably the best version of Man U. It was the best version of Chelsea. Do you know what I mean? It was just.
Yeah, it always felt like we were chasing or trying to close a gap rather than direct.
Was that investment, you think, in terms of? I mean, at the time, Liverpool weren't sort of like splashing massive money, were they? But that was the closest I ever. That was the moment. I think I've said this to you before. That was the moment I thought you got closest to us when I think it was Alonso left. I felt like that was a massive
step back.
Massive step back. I thought, and you brought in the lad from Italy, didn't you?
Aquilani.
That was heartbreaking as well, and also the Torres one as well, because you think to yourself, we've put so much in to try and close this.
Closer.
It felt like we were getting closer, and then you take one of them big signings out.
It's not a good message to send.
It can set you back a long time, especially when you've played with them and you think they're the people that can win games for you.
Listen, we've both got unbelievable respect for Rafa, and he took your game, you said another level, took mine to a completely different level, you know, in terms of, you know, being centre-back, Champions League final. I was just happy to be a Liverpool player before, you know, play every week, really. But I always look back at the Alonso one. So it goes back 12 months before. So Alonso...
It got a bit messy, didn't it?
Yeah, it got a bit messy. So Alonso, I think, wanted to leave at that stage because he wasn't playing as much. Yeah, Rafa was trying to bring Gareth Barry in. It was almost going to be a bit of a swap. Whatever, it doesn't happen. Then Alonso has a magnificent season. We almost win the league. We get close. It feels like a great team. But the reason I look at Rafa there, I think it was almost like he wanted to win this fight with Alonso about staying or going. And I've just thought, OK, you've had that fight here. We've now had an amazing season. Alonso's been fantastic. Yeah. It's a bit like, you've won. Yeah. You've won the fight because the player is playing amazing. Sign a new contract. It's like, move this team forward. And then it got to the summer. It was almost like, right, we're going to carry on this fight again. Now, do you understand what I mean? And it was like, now, don't get me wrong, Real Madrid started coming for Xavi and stuff like that. It was like, he's not going. He signed a contract, or get him to sign a contract, or just say he's not going. We're that close here. And it was almost like a personal thing, because the Rafa was really good and clever, and he always had the fans on side, but he almost lost. Alonso had almost won the battle and sort of the... I don't know what you felt about it.
He was such a big player for us, how we played as well, and...
I just feel it could have been sorted between the two.
When you played, everyone sees him as a good player on the outside and stuff, but when you're with him and on the pitch with him, he was top. Top.
You talked about sort of Xavi, you talked about being assistant manager before. I'm just connecting dots here. If Xavi Alonso came to Liverpool, which has been mooted,
just see the headline now. Gerrard wants Slot to get the sack. Alonso's assistant.
Are you going to fall for it?
That's why you brought me in.
I never had it in my mind, and I never asked you during the section because I don't think Arne Slot should get the sack. But I just thought, you know, that would be a sweet little partnership, wouldn't it, Alonso and Gerrard?
I'm going to really answer this the right way. I want Slot to get the opportunity to fix.
Absolutely. I agree. Let's move on, Stevie.
What if?
You want Gerrard will slot in, don't you? That's what you want.
All right, Jill.
Stick to Football is brought to you by Arne Clothing. Take us to the point whereby you've obviously stayed at Liverpool. How big a mistake would that... I mean, you said you'd flirted with the idea of thinking about another club, but how big a mistake would that have been if you'd followed through? When you see what's happened to other players...
I think if you take into consideration my family situation, where I live, where I'm from, my career throughout Liverpool, the relationship I've still got now, I mean, they've been unbelievable to me. They do little things now where I think, how are you even thinking about me now? You know, like little tiny things, like they invite Leo to a thing or day, and they just go above and beyond to continue the relationship. So 100% the answer would be, yeah, I'd have regretted it for the rest of my life, I think. And it came down to a really important conversation. My head was just like a box of frogs. I didn't know whether Rafa wanted me or not. I didn't know what was going to happen. And it was getting closer and closer to the, you're going to jump here or what? I went to see my dad and my brother, who were two Liverpool fans, and they just completely took all the external out of it and just said, if you go and win 2-3 Premier Leagues or a European Cup with Chelsea or Inter Milan or Real Madrid, will it be good? And I went, yeah, of course it'll be good because you've won. They said, but will it be good or better than if you win one more trophy with Liverpool? And I said, no, it'd be better if I'd feel better to do it with Liverpool. They said, well, just make it all go away. And it all went away. But it was that conversation just taking away all the noise and the phone calls and the agents and the people at Liverpool and the people at Chelsea and the Mourinho calls, just taking it all away and going, what's most important from you? Is it your family? Is it the city? Is it Liverpool Football Club? Or is it the next, like, just trying to chase a bit of success? And it was the stay. So, yeah, I think I made the right decision in terms of that connection.
But it's not just any city, is it either? I mean, it's a city that, to be fair, loyalty would be, you know, it would be treachery, wouldn't it, for you to go?
Listen, they got me there. It's that Liverpool people got me there.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
You know what I mean? So you have to remember that. You have to remember what's
But
gone before.
it would have been like, in some ways, it would have been treachery, you leaving them at a point whereby...
I'd say so, yeah. I think a lot of people would have frowned upon it. I might have won more trophies, would have guaranteed to get more money, but that's not... It's nice for everyone, of course it is, but more important is the feel and the connection of your own people.
Yeah.
And it just... With all the madness that was going on, it's my dad and my brother that just had to take all the layers away and go, what's really important to you? Deep down, what is it? And that was the decision.
And it was better for them as well, tickets and...
You've been on them Avanti trains, haven't you?
Exactly, delays.
You mentioned the Chelsea game before, and I wasn't going to talk about it because I think it's irrelevant, but you said that you were getting... There were lots... I can't remember the exact phrase you used, but you said there was all loads of stuff going on around that and after that. You said... What was that?
It's just tough moments. Tough moments, even now. Obviously think about it well less now than at the time, because at the time it's fresh and raw and stuff like that, but it was just like, felt so close that I was just going to finish the career. I felt like looking back now, I had the cake, built the cake's lovely, but just didn't have the last part of it, and that's what I've got to live with, and I just have them little moments and then flashbacks, and it just still kills me.
I remember you phoning. We were doing, obviously we were at Sky, remember, we were in the meeting, Monday Night Football, obviously done the game, and you phoned me. In the meeting, and did you go away for a couple of days?
That when I said blame everyone else except me.
Yeah. Should never give me the pass. Sack was a sackle. But I think, did you go away for a couple of days? I just remember then you called.
I think the games were sort of Saturday. We had a couple of days off. Yeah, I think I might have went out the way. Yeah, I think I did. Yeah.
You know what? You know that game. I had finished the year before. And obviously Liverpool going for the league, and I think Kolo Touré come in. But it was a Liverpool team that can see the goals, but scored lots of goals. That was the team.
The front. I mean, I was probably playing a bit more deeper in, like a proper, just connecting the team a little bit more, rather than because I didn't really have the legs to do it anymore. But the people in front of me, we were on fire, and our identity was just we were going to beat people because of the firepower. So some games you knew you were going to concede a few, but we knew with this, Sterling, Suarez, Sturridge.
Sturridge was brilliant.
When you work with him close up, I mean, wow.
But the reason I mentioned it is because
top player.
When I retired, and people would say to me, "Oh, you should have stayed here. You could have." Absolute rubbish that I could have done anything to help Liverpool. But the reason I make the point about the Chelsea game, the one I always look at and think, I'd love to have been on the pitch just in that second half, because I think we lost our heads, and just not to play, I wasn't good enough. I couldn't run, I was 35. But I always think of that second half and thinking, just talking to people.
Yeah, we panicked a bit. I was panicking
but
because
I'd
obviously
experience
the moments.
of second halves, trying to get a goal at the Kop, and it just... That's what I look at. I just think I'd love to have just been on that pitch for 45 minutes in the second.
Trying to take a bit of emotion away.
Your head had gone. Yeah. You know what I mean? I could probably talk to you, and that's where I could have maybe done something for 45 minutes for the rest of the season. Because I just look at that.
The worst manager for that to happen in that game as well is him, because he got more... he was doing things to delay. You could see it said at half time, when the ball's off the pitch, it stays off the pitch. Go down by fouls, and you could feel it all. And I think the team was getting, in the emotion of the time, was getting more panicky rather than, okay, we've still got time, rather than going the other way. So, obviously, once you left that team, we did, in the back line, there was less voice, less organisation, less demand to stay instruction, stuff like that, for sure, yeah.
What was your greatest moment, Steve? Obviously, the Champions League final, but your greatest individual moment with Liverpool?
I don't know. The best night's obviously the Champions League final, because even in that final, you look at the teams, never really thought it was possible till it was. Even after we got the 3 goals back, it was just basketball end to end, and it was crazy. Even the pens, you see the people who walk up to take their pens, you think, this is still, it's not done yet, you know what I mean? So to get that was obviously the best moment of my career. But I think performances, the FA Cup final was one where I felt like it just, it was like autopilot type performance. But look, I mean, when I think about it now at this age and I go back and think on the career, I didn't get the Prem that I craved and I still crave it today. I have to accept that. But, I mean, what a dream, what a story to play for your team and go through that journey with your team was unbelievable. Best days of my life.
Who was the best player you ever played with at Liverpool?
Luis Suarez. He was just different. Honestly.
I love that time you had with Torres as well.
Yeah, listen, I don't like comparing players in different positions and stuff and who's the best player and blah, blah. If you're talking about a centre forward who you went onto a pitch or you're in a dressing room with where you're thinking if he plays well today, we're going to win. Suarez was there. And Torres had a period where he'd be close to that, I would say. But Suarez was just different. Even in training, he was just like a big, strong lump. He was an animal. He was never injured.
That goal he scored against Newcastle, the one that came over. I keep saying people just...
He was just a winner and a fighter and a proper... He was proper. Proper.
Nice.
He said last week that Mo Salah was the 6th best Liverpool player that he'd seen, and he put, obviously, Ken Dalglish, Graham Souness, who else? Stevie G.
You're number one.
Who you have in front?
John Barnes.
John Barnes.
Ian Rush. Would you put Mo Salah at 6?
Well, look, I think we all have recency bias, don't you, where we've seen Mo Salahs in the last 8 years and you have recency bias and you want to put him alongside the Kennys and blah, blah, blah. But I think in time when all the dust settles, I probably agree with Jamie that he would be in the top 5 for sure. I didn't see much of Dalglish because I was too young. I seen the back end of Rush. My hero was Johnny Barnes growing up. 89, I was 9, 10, just starting to get into football and glued to the telly. So when you appreciate your Barneses and your Rushes and stuff, you probably know more about Kenny. You'd know more about Kenny than me because of age. You never ever want to be disrespectful to people that have played generations before that you don't really know too much about, because there's a lot more. There's a lot more Roger Hunt, Al Nansons and players like that. So if you're in the conversation to be in Liverpool's top 5 players, you've rang the bell.
Did you have Hansen in? Did you have Hansen in?
Do you want the rest of me top 10?
Yeah, Hansen.
Right, let's start at number 10.
10.
Ian Callaghan.
Oh, yes.
Most appearances for the club, started in the 2nd division and won the European Cup, I think, in his last game, 1978. Number 9, oh God, Kevin Keegan. I went for Kevin Keegan. He's not spoken about as much as probably he should about Liverpool because Kenny comes after him.
Yeah.
What a plug this is for LFC TV. I went for Kevin Keegan. His last game for Liverpool was in the European Cup and he was man of the match.
How many games did he play for Liverpool? Do you mind?
Did
he play hundreds? He didn't play hundreds. Did he play hundreds?
Yeah, I think
Kevin Keegan did.
I think Keegan comes in about 71, 72, leaves in 77.
Right, OK.
Last game, man of the match, European Cup final. He was number 9. Number 8 was Virgil van Dijk. Number 7 was Alan Hansen.
You had to put a defender in there.
Yeah, a couple of defenders in there. Yeah, just put Hansen above Van Dijk.
Who did you go for? Goalie? Did you go for goalie?
No, I didn't put a goalie in.
No, Ray Clements.
They don't need a goalkeeper. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah. Goalie shouldn't be in the top 10 of all time. And then to 6.
Stevie, in terms of position...
Moving on.
I know, I was wondering.
Well done. If you were playing football now, would you be a centre midfield player in a 2? Would you be a central midfield player in a 3 to the right of a 3? Would you be a wide of a 4, or would you be a number 2?
Definitely not wide of a 4.
Or
Would you been listening, have you?
or would you be a number 10, which is sort of playing? Where would you be?
I'd like to play in a 3 with the freedom to get into the box.
So in that right of the midfield 3?
It doesn't matter right or left, really. As long as I've got the freedom to join in and try and get around some of the excitement, I would have loved that, yeah.
You're very lucky he didn't play right back.
He did play right back.
I know, but if he'd have played there longer, you wouldn't have played for England.
I played.
We've got Steven Gerrard on, who played fucking 1 game at right back in his life. And
In the Champions League final.
When I made my debut for England, I had number 2 on, didn't I?
I know. He had number 2 on it. I thought, okay, get him into midfield. All of a sudden, I've lost 85 England caps.
You know what? You know the point you're making there about playing different positions, and you're still saying you want to play centre midfield. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the 2 years you win Player of the Year in England, I think you're a number 10 in right midfield.
Possibly, yeah. You'd know more than me. You'd know more
I'll be
than me.
really honest
In
with you.
2006 and 09.
Yeah,
you played right
09, I was
number
playing
10.
as a 10.
And 2006, you were right midfield.
There are very few managers who, to be fair, I think made special arrangements for a certain player, but you were, to be fair, were one of them. And the big fear that we always had wasn't necessarily that you were going to be in the number 10 spot and get on the turn. We felt that was easier to deal with because it was when you played from a central position and then just drifted into that right channel like De Bruyne does. Because I think there's you, De Bruyne, and I think Beck, Trent Alexander-Arnold. I'd put the four of you in a similar sort of what would be category. Your balls from that sort of right channel were... Here we go.
Best balls.
Fucking knobhead.
Childish.
So childish. It's brilliant.
The mature ones over here.
That's what we're listening.
Your crosses from that right side.
I can just picture them in the...
And so if you remember, I don't remember, we actually put Anderson, or we didn't, the manager put Anderson...
Try and stop me, yeah.
Man marking you almost, and he used to say, even if the ball goes past that position, because the worst thing that could happen, Anderson would go back to help, say, for instance, his left back. The ball would get played back to you, and he couldn't get near enough to you for it to get played in. So he would actually say, man marking when the ball's on that right-hand side. If the right back goes past, let's say Steve Finnan as an example, forget him, let him cross it, let him go one-on-one, and just don't let him roll it back towards you. And that's very rare.
So part of that would be for us to try and get in them crossing positions that are really difficult to defend if you can get them, obviously, around the two centre-halves. And when we play in U's, always sign at the back post. When you're crossing early and the defenders are not set or in possession, they're obviously horrible crosses to defend again. It was part of our game plan against you. But I remember it being a lot more difficult. And Fergie or whoever it was, the coach around them, you did feel like that. Even when it was Scholesy or Roy, you felt like the press was coming earlier than it probably would against normal teams. So it did feel like,
Is the box-to-box midfielder a bit of a dying breed now, would you say?
There's more control now on passing and staying in position and all that type of stuff. I don't think it's dying. I don't see it as a dying breed. Look at Declan Rice now; he's doing a bit more around. I love watching midfielders that do a bit of everything. I love watching them types.
Is he one of your favourites to watch now, Declan Rice?
I follow him from an England perspective. I like watching him and Jude, to be honest. It's just whether we can get obviously the right person alongside them for them to go and cause a bit of damage going forward. But
You like Elliot Anderson?
I do like him,
Is
yeah.
that right,
I do like him,
They plucked him.
Stick to Football is brought to you by Arne Clothing. Super 6 has another £250,000 jackpot. This weekend, the EFL and FA Cup take centre stage, starting at 3 p.m. on Good Friday. It's completely free to play. Just predict 6 scores this weekend and the money could be yours. Don't forget to enter the Stick to Football Mini League using the code S6-STF. S6-STF. 18 plus, T&Cs apply.
Last week's scores, Gary and Jamie, 4.
Oh, no.
Who were you
No, we got about 3, I think.
No, you got right with that.
4, you are on a 105.
Oh, no. We're getting... They're overtaking
I
us.
feel like we're like
Last week-
City, you know.
We messed up
Roy
on you.
Gillian, 5.
Oh, no.
Well,
That's right, that's all your 5 for the Arsenal
Thank
score.
you very
Oh,
much.
was it not?
What was it for?
106.
We got...
Yes, come on!
we've actually
We
won
messed
the
Last week,
total.
you
Hey.
got Arsenal, Everton.
You got
Thank
that.
you,
Two-nil.
thank you.
We messed up in Villa.
Thank you.
I forgot Villa were playing in Europe on the Thursday at Lille.
Thank
They
you.
were
Yeah,
rubbish
but
against
you
United.
said that never
I know, but I
matters.
forgot
They
about
fly
Villa. No,
private,
they
they
do. Travelling
get
away
rest.
from
Jamie's back,
They
though.
travelled away.
It's like
and they
having
come to
Moisey
United.
back.
You're home for one of the
Moisey was the man, wasn't he?
Moisey's great.
If you go
Very good. Right.
Right.
The next round will be a mixture of Championship and FA Cup games, which will start on Friday, the 3rd of April.
Cool.
West Brom versus Wrexham.
Is that Good Friday? Yeah,
It is. Great
that's
Friday,
the FA Cup.
3 o'clock.
Are they all FA Cup? No.
Some of them are, some of them aren't.
Which ones are then?
Is
Don't
it
know.
scores after 90 minutes, Ben?
Was the top one an FA Cup game?
This one.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Is that the Championship? Oh, it's Championship, is it that?
It's
Okay.
Championship.
Right, okay.
The top
Yeah.
one's Championship.
Championship.
Well, it makes a fucking difference.
Some people don't really follow football outside the Premier League, so...
This
Just
is where
because you
guys
go
can
to
clear it.
Salford.
Wrexham.
Whose goal was it first?
Go 1-1.
You go.
I do. Salford
1-1.
doing great.
Yeah, but West Brom have changed the manager, haven't they?
Salford are doing
1-1.
Wrexham will go
really
for
good.
promotion.
1-1.
1-1, yeah.
Love that.
That's
Not
shocking.
Wrexham. Wrexham are beating them.
West Brom are fighting for their lives. But
Yeah, but
Wrexham
Wrexham are
playoffs.
doing well, I
Wrexham are
think.
good goal trap.
And this is everything what Wrexham need.
2-1 Wrexham.
2-1
Yeah.
2-1 Wrexham, come on.
Yeah.
Come on, Wrexham.
But
give me
that's the
something.
first one we've all
Oxford
ever
Hull.
agreed on.
Oh,
3 o'clock.
Oh, did I see that?
Hull of flying.
It's FA Cup, yeah.
You know what?
Ollie McBurney's back. Ollie's back, my man. Ollie, I love you,
I'm going to
Ollie.
be honest, I haven't got a clue.
at the
You
bottom.
go for it.
Gerrard and Kyle Joseph, the two strikers for
Yeah, but
Hull.
like I've seen, I've got that.
They
thing
were Wigan players,
I haven't
and
got a
when
clue.
Wigan went into administration, everyone took all the players.
Yeah.
They're flying with those two. And they've got a lad at centre-back from Wigan called Charlie Hughes, a great centre-back as
Come
well.
on, we go.
Score.
Oxford are fighting for their lives.
Right, you lead on this.
Hull winning.
2-1 Hull.
Yeah.
Carry on you, yeah.
Remember when I said you love a 2-1?
Yeah.
They were all 2-1.
We'll go 2-0 Hull.
Ooh.
Charlie Hughes will keep a clean sheet.
Coventry
Okay.
versus Derby.
Oh, good one.
Brandon Thompson-Sante.
Yeah.
He messaged and said they watch Sticks football in the changing rooms at Coventry.
They do.
They do, yeah.
They
They
do,
love it.
right?
Well, hi guys. Enjoy
Hey, guys.
Brandon. I love you. One of the worst things I ever did was put a buyout clause and agree a buyout clause with Brandon Thomas-Asante.
How much was it?
It wasn't enough. But it meant the kid went to... He's a brilliant player, a brilliant lad, great family.
You
He
helped him
went-
with his
Nice
journey.
one, you helped him.
He went
It's
to
not about
West
the
Brom.
dollar.
He's then gone to Coventry. He's a fantastic
Can't
player.
all be
Good
about the
luck,
dollar,
nice one.
Gary.
We should get him
But I
on.
wish the buyout was a little bit more. Oh, we did have a sell on, actually.
Right, there you go.
Well done. Thank you, Brandon.
Gary, would he
Gary,
come on
something
stick
greedy.
to football?
He was
What
sub.
was it?
Brandon would-
He was sub for Salford a few times, wasn't he? He was, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He wasn't a regular.
Yeah. What do you
He
think?
wasn't.
Yeah.
He wasn't a
Gold
regular.
Coventry winner.
We shouldn't have sold him.
Get over the line, 1-0. 2-1.
He was on the
2-1.
bench.
Coventry.
No, Brandon.
No, he
We'd
had
have gone up
something.
that
Yeah,
season.
he'd
We'd have
something.
gone up that season if we kept him.
Yeah, well, get him off the bench.
Should we go something different?
Yeah.
Yeah, a
I
draw.
think Derby. Yeah, we'll get
Yeah, that's what you
1-1.
normally do. You
One,
normally go
yes,
1-1.
good one.
Derby.
1-1
Just so
Derby.
that we
Derby
can try and
will
get
go
some
nicely,
points.
Man City,
Hold on,
Liverpool.
you're home, we're gonna
Man City,
championship,
Liverpool,
lads.
Jill.
This is a big one.
I think
Salah
City,
hat-trick.
I think on a roll. It's got to be City.
You think City, wouldn't you? No. I think City.
You know, one of the worst performances I've seen in this season, Liverpool at Forest. I know I've gone back about 6, 7, 8 weeks.
Do you know, Roy, your statement about Liverpool saying they're the worst champions I've seen actually isn't... look, it's a harsh
I
statement.
didn't say they're worst champions. I said they're bad champions.
Yeah, bad champions. It's not looking like a bad statement.
Thanks, Gary.
No, Tam, he said it early. He said it like 3
Coach
months
said
in.
that's what I do. I don't know. I don't wait till it's happened like everybody else. It's called predicting.
That's
you
what
know?
he does. He does it early.
Who's first?
Talking
there?
of predicting.
I think
City are
City
winning.
win 3-1.
It's our goal, doesn't
Oh,
it?
it's your goal, sorry.
No. 2-1.
We'll go
2-6.
3-1.
Number 2-1.
Yeah, we give
2-1
them
City?
a goal. 2-1.
Yeah, we'll go 3.
Salah. I'm gonna give Salah a goal. Come on, Mark.
It'll be 2-1, and then...
Guys,
2-0, then Liverpool will score, then City will
And then,
Two.
then Liverpool will be desperate trying to get back into it, and then
yeah.
City go and do it.
That's right.
3-1.
3-1.
Should have thought of that.
Yeah. Oh, Chelsea Port Vale. This is our one. Liam, we're on. Chelsea 3-0.
Wow.
No, we give them 4.
4-0.
We give them 4.
4-0 Chelsea.
4-0.
Unlucky.
Really?
It's a tough game, this one. Southampton will be flying.
Southampton, Arsenal.
Oh, it's a tough one.
Once they get to 3,
I should get involved because I have family ties with this.
I think
might
there's
get
going
involved
to
in
be. I
this.
think they'll nick something because they're doing well
I
on
think-
Southampton. I'm going to go. We'll beat them 2-1. I think 2-3.
Do you think?
No, you're going to give them a goal.
Southampton are flying.
I'm giving.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
giving
they're
them
doing
a
well.
Arsenal.
Like,
probably.
2-1.
You on 2-1?
No, I wouldn't get.
2-0?
give them a goal.
3-1.
3. What
No,
is it?
no, go.
2-0. We give Arsenal 2-0. That sounds
2-0.
good.
2-0 Arsenal.
I
Yeah.
would have gone 1-1.
Yeah, we'll go
you know.
3-0. Arsenal 3-0.
No, they'd go 2 up then.
I would
Take
have.
it easy.
Super Six.
1-1.
Well done.
Thank you.
Well done.
That was a good one.
Stick to Football is brought to you by Arne Clothing. Let's talk about England, Stevie. How do you feel about your England career? I mean, obviously you played exactly the same time as me, nearly, in terms of mirroring it a little bit later. But how do you feel about your England career now when you look back?
Yeah, a bit frustrated, missed opportunities, loved representing England, loved playing the games and loved being in the training, competing against all the players to see where I was at and stuff, I loved all that side, but I hated the hotels, hated them.
The camps?
Yeah, I mean, Michael and Robbie and Macca early on used to get in some of the squads, so we had a little bit of a Liverpool group, but it was very cliquey early on. It was like Man United table, Arsenal table, Liverpool table. So I was very young and just a little bit in awe of everyone back then. Yeah. Shearer's there and Tony Adams's and what have you. So I was a little bit nervous around that group because I was still very young. And then as I moved on and become, obviously, I think, less Liverpool players were getting into the squad. I think Robbie and Macca weren't getting into squads then. So I didn't ever feel like it was a team with England, I just felt like it was a group of individuals, really. I'm not someone who can watch the telly or films or box sets, really, so I get bored a lot in the rooms, want to get out of the room, and just felt like there was a lot of room time with England and a lot of dead time, and I struggled with it a little bit. But I used to love playing and the training side of it and the competing side of it. But yeah, missed opportunities and frustration because the quality of the players, I think we should have done a lot better. We collectively should have done more to come together and be a better team and a better group and better mates to give us a better chance. But I felt like everyone going to England just wants to do well themselves, and as long as I'm in the team, and as long as I get a goal, I think it was a lot ego, a bit of ego.
Do you still feel your rivals? Do you still feel you're up against rivals?
Yeah, definitely. Because we were playing Chelsea every 5 minutes, wasn't we? And you know, like going to war with them on the pitch and falling out and arguing with JT and Lampard and all that. Soon as later you're having cake and custard with them.
It's hard, isn't it?
It's different dynamics, isn't it? Different dynamics.
I think club rivalry definitely bled into the England squad because I mean back round that time.
That's what Gerrard's done, I think, recently, which has took it to the next level. And so seeing that from the outside as an ex-player, I think, well, wow, if we'd have done that, I think it might have given us a better chance. But I did feel even some of the managers, it was about just let's pick the best names and put them in and hope it works a little bit.
Was there less time back then? You know, obviously there's international breaks. Now, there was, remember, sometimes you get down on Sunday night, you're playing Wednesday, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You have 2 sessions together maybe, and then you try to create some spirit. It's difficult.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It is, but
it's the most...
Garrett's done it better than what it's been before. So yeah, but as I say, in terms of like how I played for England, performances and stuff, maybe not to the level that I had done with Liverpool. You know, I'm not trying to shift blame or point fingers at anything because I'm my own worst critic. When I don't play well or I don't hit me level, I fucking know myself.
But you said before, I mean, I'm not going to ask the age-old question, the most boring question in football is the one around how do you get Scholes, Gerrard and Lampard, who's the best, but not who's the best, how do you get them into the same team? And if you remember in 2004, Scholes, he ends up just sort of sat to the left.
That's the problem because maybe none of us are a real recognised Makelele type that sits in there and mops up and does the dirty thing and stuff, and they did try it all. I think it must have been a case of a manager just being big enough to pick the right players, the right team, the right system and tactics and go from there. But it just felt like I'd get put out on the left or Scholes would get put out on the left, and it didn't really.
I'd have loved to see Glenn Hoddle with that. I'd love to see Glenn Hoddle with that.
You think so? He would have fixed it.
Oh gosh, everything what happened. Glenn Hoddle with that bunch of guys. Jeez.
I also think as well, like when the media get hold of something or there's an opinion, it sticks because there was times when we won comfortable and we played all right in certain games, but no, everyone wanted this debate and this thing that we can't play together. Yeah, you know, and I suppose once that's in the media, it's going to stick, you know.
Yeah.
Did you feel like I felt that it was you're a Liverpool player first and an England player second, whereas I think quite a lot some players play, say for instance, maybe I think Tottenham, West Ham, maybe clubs maybe in London sometimes they feel like an England player and their club is equal maybe, but I think definitely for me, and certainly I don't know for you, you know, Liverpool, Manchester United were first, they were our priority, and Liverpool was almost, I love playing for my country, but it was a bonus almost.
Yeah, no, I'm the same. I'm definitely more in 100% I'm in that camp here. Liverpool's the bread and butter priority. My dad used to always say that to me. Liverpool's the club. If you get picked for England, great. You want to be in the England team, you want to go and obviously play and represent England, and as I say, I loved playing for England. I loved the training and stuff, but Liverpool was always a priority.
Do you think that's like a north-south thing? Sometimes you hear, like, let's use them examples, say like Rio or Joe Cole or Frank, or when you asked them when they were kids what do you want to do, it's always like, oh, play for England. Or, for me, it would have been like win the FA Cup or win the league or something. You know, as a young kid, you're hoping to make it. The dream is never to play for England, really. I don't know if it was like even as a, not just being a player, even as a kid, as a fan.
Yeah, but being brought up in Liverpool and Liverpool being as great as they were, first, if you're brought in Liverpool and you're growing up, the first thing you want is Liverpool.
What was you like, Righty? What was you like?
When I was young,
England.
Always wanted to play for England. I think it's because watching when we was younger, watching Keegan and watching them lot play for England, you know, England not qualifying for World Cups, and I always wanted to play for England.
What about you, Roy? What was your...
No, my mindset would have been was to try and get to England and play for a team, because then you'd think you get the rewards on the back of that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
I'd say like a
country.
bonus.
Yeah, that's you get the rewards. Obviously, the whole idea play well for your club. You get selected for your country.
What about in the ladies' game?
Yeah, I think
England,
the women's, England
the
was priority. Throughout my club, every decision was to prioritise playing for England, but that might be the difference in...
Yeah, but the thing is, when I look at my situation as well, though, Jill, because I wasn't involved and had no affinity with any clubs.
Yeah, of course.
And like you're Liverpool when you're younger with...
and there's so many
Liverpool.
clubs in London as well,
Exactly,
right?
so many clubs. So it was always England was the one for me.
Yeah.
There are exceptions, but Liverpool players haven't had a great relationship maybe with England. If you look over the last 50, 60 years, I mean, obviously there are exceptions to that, what I'm just saying, but it feels to me like, John Barnes had a difficult relationship. Trent Alexander had obviously a difficult relationship. Players, you know what I mean, in terms of sort of just that, the great teams that Liverpool have had. I mean, you've played obviously over 100 times, Stevie, so it's not quite the same, but is it harder to come from Liverpool and I think be in England sort of what will be...
Well, when you think of Michael Owen, it was almost... He was almost respected by Liverpool fans rather than loved. And I think a lot of that was because it almost felt like he became England's player on the back of that World Cup. It's like, no, he's our player. He's not your player, you're borrowing him. You know what I mean? But it was almost this feeling that it was like he was the country's player. And I think that probably played into a little bit of the thing that he was never really loved by Liverpool support, because Liverpool is that city and is that club of us against the world. It's we're Scouse, we're not England. That type of sort of
Where
mentality.
would Wayne be on that? Wayne Rooney, would Wayne have been? Do you think he was?
I think certain players become that big for England. They always become England players. Like a Gary Lineker. Wayne feels like
Wayne would have been
United,
after Michael the next whole play.
Yeah.
We're going to build it around Wayne. And Wayne was phenomenal for England in certain games. Wayne would be the best England player.
But his mindset when he was younger, but like you at Liverpool, would Everton been his priority
I think
above? Everton would have been his priority above.
You
the English,
stole that away.
Just the rewards of it,
Stole that Everton out of him.
When I went to knock on his door, he opened the door. And by the way, I was listening to you before saying you were lonely in your room.
Exactly.
You should have let me in a bit more, shouldn't you?
I know he was lonely.
Wayne out with loads of that. Get down here for an hour, a bit of banter.
Yeah.
Listen to Wazza for an hour.
Right, we're going to finish with a game of Mr. and Mrs. You two. So who knows more about each other between Stevie and Cara? First goal was against. So who was Stevie's first goal against?
Oh,
Cop end header for him. Cop end header. Who was that? That was Villa.
yeah. Was yours Sheffield Wednesday?
Yeah.
At home? At the Anfield Road end? When you went on that run past Des Walker?
Yeah, he never beat Des Walker.
Never beat this.
Sheffield Wednesday, 5th.
You never said who did he score ahead, or did you say?
Villa.
Oh, right.
Villa.
Villa.
Cop end.
I wasn't sure if it was
Thought he was Shearer.
I wasn't sure if it was an OG or not.
The most basic celebration ever. It was Shearer.
So you're going to say an OG.
So Stevie, yours was 5th of December 1999. Cara, yours was 18th of January
1997.
1997.
I was at the game in the Cop.
Oh, memory is mental.
Yeah.
His memory's mad.
First time captain of the club. Bit tougher.
That's really tough.
Yours, I wouldn't know, Jamie.
I'm not 100% certain. Is it mine a European game?
Mine was.
No, I tell you what, I know what mine is. I know what mine is. I know.
You can't give
Yeah, but you
yours.
can't give
You've got to get yours.
I didn't know mine, so I'm trying to get mine first. Get his.
I'll give you a clue on
no
mine.
teams
Mine
on
was a
here.
European game as well.
Was it? Was it a away kit? Was it a away game?
It was at home.
It must have been UEFA Cup, wasn't Champions League?
It was UEFA Cup, yeah.
Yeah.
Not a recognised team either.
Was it a 2004? 3?
3 it would have been, yeah. I haven't got a clue.
I know,
on
when
this.
they say
Mine was Man City at home.
Done by.
Was it Man City at home?
Yeah.
We won 3-2.
Man
Didier
City
Man
at
got
home,
2.
the 9th of September 2000.
3-2 we won.
Stevie, when was yours?
Do you know the team?
No. European game.
Stevie's.
Oh.
Don't want all of them.
It was
Yeah.
15th of October 2003.
He answered that ages
First
ago.
England cap.
You know.
When was your first England cap?
Oh, so I'm asking...
I remember yours.
I think... Well, it's an end
I've
of the
just
season.
given him a clue, haven't I, before?
I think you wear a red kit. Yeah.
Echt.
Is it a South American
He
team?
definitely knows it.
No, I do. Is it a South American team?
I love how he dresses them.
No. I had Uruguay in my head. It's... is it Shevchenko's team? Yeah, Ukraine.
Correct. When was Cara's first England
Got a
cap?
clue. Got a clue.
So rememberable, aren't I? Honestly. Hungary away.
28th of April, 1999.
Hungry away.
Yeah. First car.
You should know this from him. No.
Why would you know that? It was funny.
Cassidy had a Lexus.
Oh, remember that car, Cass's Lexus? Jesus.
What colour jeans was he wearing?
Players back then.
Yours was a...
My first car was a Honda Concerto.
Yeah, Honda.
I love it. I can still remember it now, yeah.
Yeah. Right, final question.
You know what I always remember? When we went in to buy it.
Your Honda?
Yeah. I was with my dad. I'm only about 17.
Cash.
The fella said, how much you got to spend? He said, what the fuck's it got to do with you? How much you got to spend? That's what you always say. How much you got to spend?
Because it's
You know the fucking car.
Birthday. When is each other's birthday?
Oh, God, yours is...
January is.
Yeah.
I'm sure the exact date might be in.
Yours is the 30th of... Is the number right?
Yeah.
June.
No.
July.
No.
May.
Yeah.
30th of May.
Callous is January, I'm not sure
It
the
is
exact
January.
date. 19th rings a bell or... No?
No. 28th of January.
Eve? Yeah.
Yeah.
Last question. What was the best advice you've ever received, Steve? We asked this at the end. To see if someone comes up with a perler.
Probably from my alpha and my brother when I said to you, when I sat down with them and they said, look, what's going to be more important for you here? Take everything away, stay at Liverpool. That was the advice.
Not mine that'll walk you back down these
No,
lines.
no.
Stevie, thank you so much for coming on.
Pleasure.
Absolutely
Great to be here.
amazing. Very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.